Hi, good afternoon, people. Welcome back to another video, Harmony and Peace. I just want to talk about people pleasing today. As we're in a new month, I've got loads of surprises coming up this month, just to let you know. My understanding of people pleasing, and I want to put this across, where when we're younger, from the age, I'd say 5, 6, probably going onwards, we've managed to stay in survival mode where through family we're pleasing for others and we are sacrificing our own needs and our core needs and ourselves, and we want validation and to be self-soothed. And the thing what occurs is that when you people please and you run around and you're giving from that person to that person to that person to that person to that person, over due time you start to deplete, you starting to feel emotionally drained, and you've got no energy in yourself, and you seek happiness from other people where you don't self-soothe yourself to fulfill your happiness in yourself. And what are the things what makes you happy, what makes you fulfilled in your own destiny and in your own life. You know what, it's nothing wrong where you help other people who's close to you, who that you care about, because we all care about everyone that's close to us. If it's whoever's around us, if it's family, friends, or anything like that. But over due time, the body does keep a score, and it does mount up. Because say someone comes up to you and says, "Oh, Sean, can you do this or that?" and you say yes, even though you want to say no, it does impact your nervous system mentally, emotionally, and to self-regulate yourself. You feel if you say no, you'll end up upsetting that person, and that's not the case, because there's times you might not be able to do everything. If we live in a world of we said yes to everything, and we live in a world that we said yes to this, yes to that, when do you make time for yourself? And when do you make time to be happy in yourself? Because the moment you carry on doing that, you live in the shadows of fulfilling other people. And this is where boundaries have to be, put in place for yourself, for your mental well-being, because it's emotionally draining that you say yes to everything and to everyone, because we can't say yes to everything to everyone. Because when you start looking out for yourself, when you start reflecting on yourself, and sometimes it's okay to say no, or it's okay where you're out with your friends, you could do it 1 week, and another week that could say, "Sean, can you come out?" and you could say no. But part of you subconsciously, you're like, I don't want to let them down, they might. But it's okay to have a time where you may not able to go out 1 week, you might not able to go to the gym this week for whatever reason why, or the things that family members you may be able to do. And doesn't mean that you don't care. It just, we've been conditioned in a way where when we was younger, through family, it could be through, I don't know, our parents or whatever, or our upbringings, or through when we, for that part of our life, we've been conditioned in a way where feelings been suppressed and we've not voiced what we wanted to say, things in the way we wanted to articulate ourselves. So we've got to look back at ourselves, inner child in ourselves, just to say, you know what, there was that part of us we neglected. And as that forms into adult life and we go into society where we're at work, and it could be work, it could be, you could be studying, it could be in a relationship, it could be anything, or friends, and we're constantly saying yes all the time. And it's healthy to say no and you self-soothe yourself. And the things you could say this, it could be, you could say to your friend, you know what, can't do it this week, can't do it this month because I've got this planned, or it could be, I can't do it now, but I'll get back to you, and just say no. Uh, and then when you can say yes, that's when you're ready. But to have that understanding, that deep connection, that there's no harm saying no at times, and you don't burn yourself out from both ends of the candle, because that can be done. I was like that. I was saying yes to everything, but then your core beliefs and your values, you've got to be in line where I need to say no for my own mental well-being, and I need to look at where I need to shift that and say no at times and say yes, I can do that once for you, or I can reach out to you, because we have got our own lives where we live in that direction and our own paths, and people pleasing stem from a young of age of we want to please everyone else around us. But there is things that you can work on where you can to be in a safe space and say no, or say yes, or have your boundaries saying, you know what, that's not happening today, but I can do that. But if your nervous system is not regulated, or you feel it's, it might feel uncomfortable saying that at times when you've got to say no, because your brain programmed to say yes straight away, because you've always said yes, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do that. But don't forget yourself, bring it back to yourself, that what do I want in my life, what do I need? And you can start with the smallest things. You can journal and look at the things that you want in your life. You can self-talk yourself to say, you know what, it's okay, it will pass. I can say no today, but I can rearrange and do something a month after, and that person will understand. But you have to put these things in from day one. It's a lot harder when you're putting it after, because you've managed to do that for so long and you don't know what no feels like. But it's okay to say no, because it doesn't mean that you're a horrible person. It's just that you've always said yes for such a long time at an early age, and it's okay to say no. And I've understood that for so long. I was saying yes to everything. Now I say no, but doesn't mean that I don't care. It's just that I had to identify that I can still say yes when I can, and still say no, and have my boundaries and keep my safe space. So the things I could suggest is, you could journal, you can meditate, you can have close, say for example, there could be a few close people who know you friends wise, where they could actually talk to you and say, like, these are the things that you could reflect on and change. I don't mean change as a person, just change the outlook of, you don't have to say yes to everything. And you could journal, so these are the things where I can say yes today, no tomorrow, but bring you back where you could have time to yourself to meditate. You can have time to yourself where you can do things for you and not neglect the things that you've missed out because you've said yes to everything in your life, because you're very important. You get one body, and you have goals, things that you want to achieve, things that you want to aim for in your own life. That can be neglected, but you don't have to neglect those things. You can prioritize these things and have like a structure, like a planner, or you can have a board and have Monday to Sunday, and these are things you could put in. So for example, you want to set a target for something that you want to achieve, so Monday, Sunday, and break down to each section. It could be hourly, it could be, I don't know, So every Wednesday I can end up doing, I will make a video such and such a day, and I'll stick to that time. So if comes Wednesday comes, my friend goes, "Oh, do you want to? I'm busy, but for that time. But can we meet and do that later on that day or the next day?" And they would understand. Or it could be you're studying for something and you explain these things. For example, I'm studying that day, I'm studying that day, but I can make that day. Is that okay? So there is that negotiable at the same time that you can negotiate and talk. Like for example, when I was studying negotiables of an understanding that I'm doing this and that day, or it could be, I'm going to the gym, I'm training Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but I can meet you Saturday, Sunday, or if I'm working, what I tend to do is I give the rota and I give the days when I'm free. See, balancing things out so you don't feel that way. And if you do feel that your nervous system and you start to panic, you can take, breathing exercising to relax your nervous system. Give yourself, say, 10 minutes where you can just be in a safe space, close your eyes, and just really get in tune with yourself and even talk to your inner child. That just to say, I just close my eyes for a second and just say, everything's okay, you're okay, it will pass, let it go, move forward, and that person will understand. And just to say, even when you're talking to that person, and just say to them, listen, I can't do this today, but we can do that. Or even just don't beat yourself about it. Even when you've said no, don't feel guilty. Don't feel that I've let that person down. Because at the end of the day, we all got goals and things that we want to achieve in our own life. And I feel sometimes we can overdo things and burn ourselves out. But pause, take a step back and reflect. Even give yourself half an hour to yourself at home, or even just turn off your phone and be in a space just to relax yourself. And even if you, like going back to I said earlier on, even talk to your friends just to say, where do I need to kind of work on this or work on that? And it's okay. But all I can say is when you say no, be consistent with it. So if you're saying it no once, keep doing it, meaning that you know when to say yes, when to say no, but not to overextend yourself too much where it's a detriment to your own well-being. Because what happens is you keep doing it all the time, it'll mount up, and this will happen is depression will come in, you'll end up being, not regulating yourself, you'll end up getting upset so quickly. The moment someone says, "Oh, can you do this for me?" and you jump straight away. So your mind is saying no and your head's saying yes. So you've got to get it connected straight away. It takes time, it takes patience to actually form that straight away for yourself. So key things I could suggest, before I end this video is say no, have your boundaries, and to relax and breathe in and out, just to calm yourself down. Breathing exercise, and I do that in the morning, where I do a lot of deep breathing, relax myself. I journal and I reflect on the gratitude. What am I grateful for? I do that in the morning. I do it in the evening, and say what I'm grateful for in the morning, what I'm grateful for at the end of the day. And even you can do mind dumping. For example, get your journal out and put a clock on your phone, 10 minutes, and just mind up everything, what you want to say, get it out your system straight away. And that's very important, because what it is, the clutter, what's in your brain will come out. And the people that you have boundaries, they will understand, and just tell them how you're feeling, and they'll understand that safe space, what you want to say, to reflect, to get out of your chest, and it will help your nervous system, and you can be your authentic self, just to let it out there and just say, listen, it's okay. You know what, there's times I might not able to do X, Y, Z because I'm working on that, and they will understand. But long as you say these things from the start, and they'll understand, because that connection with the person. But these people got to be the people that who know you deeply and have that deep connection with yourself and have that deep understanding as well. Because what happens is when we're people pleasing, we have two sides of the brain. We have the critic side and we have the unconscious mind, and we talk to ourselves where we kind of say, one side will be saying, Sean, you got to do it, you got to keep them happy, you got to keep them happy because they'll make you happy. And the other side is like, Sean, but if you do that, you're going to be stressed and you won't be happy. So you have to connect to both of them, saying like, I'm not doing it today, but I can do it next week. Or I'm not going out this month, I can go out next month. But just connect to feel like, you know what, it's okay. You've done it once. You might feel a bit uncomfortable. You might think, oh, I need to text my friend or text whoever it is because I might have upset them. But all that ends up doing is it'll pile up and pile up and pile up to the point you don't know what you're feeling. So just go back, breathe in, connect with your heart, and just say it's okay and reflect and just you're okay. And if they don't understand, let them be, and just you come back to yourself. Come back with yourself, knowing that you are safe, you're okay, and you're nurturing your mind, your body, every part of your body. You're nurturing every part of your body. I look at our brains, the body is like going to the gym. You need to nurture yourself, talk to yourself, saying kind things to yourself. One thing I have to say is talking negative about yourself is a straight no. You do not do that whatsoever. And you don't even say it to people because it impacts your brain. If someone says that to you, and then it gets, oh my God, why have I said that? You shouldn't say it to them. Be kind to yourself. Even times when you've said no and you feel a bit of a way, just reflect. Don't be hard on yourself. Just say it's what your brain's been taught when you was younger through the eyes of your mum, your dad, and your caregivers. But as you grow older and you get into society, and we go into school, and I think sometimes is that it's learnt behaviour. And listen, that could be changed. And it's just about unpacking the things that we've been taught. We can still be caring and kind and be our best authentic self. It's just a matter of fact of there's things we have to reflect and go, it's not healthy because it doesn't help you in the long run. And it will form the relationship you have with everyone around you. Okay, so anything that you're not sure of or anything that you need to speak to me at, you can DM me on Facebook or on Instagram or email me or give me a call if you're not sure. But I've got books, I've got tools, journaling helps, meditating helps, self-talking to yourself helps. Pick up the phone, speak to a friend, speak to a family member, whoever's close to you, who knows you in and out as a person, anything like that. That's very helpful. And to self-soothe yourself as well is very important. Do things that you've not done. Do things that is out your comfort zone. That's very helpful. And just give yourself love more to yourself that you've may have not done in a long time. That helps to nurture yourself a lot more. Connect. It could be going out barefoot in the grass, be grounded, hug a tree, journal. I've said that before earlier on. Yoga, breath work, eat nice food, things like that. These things will make you feel connected and make you feel. And even one more thing I have to say, even have like a Spotify playlist and have uplifting music. It could be house music, it could be upbeat music, or uplift your energy, the vibration of yourself as a person. And it will help just to nurture yourself. So when you get into situations where to the point, I don't know, someone asks you, you can feel a bit calm and go, I can't do that today. I'm sorry. Well, I can't do this month, but we can do it next month. Okay. I've got a few more announcements coming up this way. It should be this week. I'll be popping up with a few things. Just let you know. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm very grateful.